All right. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for tuning in once again on the network YouTube. Tonight, I've been looking forward to the show for a while. We have. Oh, hold on. Oh, sorry. I was listening to myself on the. I got confused. Okay, my bad, guys. Sorry. All right. All right. Let me kind of rewind back. That was my fault. Anyway, yeah, I've been looking forward to this show for a while now since we booked it. Actually, got a professional DJ for you guys tonight. Hope you guys can learn a lot from him. And actually, I DJ'd my own wedding about almost a year ago. So, if you guys are in the Houston area, definitely check him out. I put his contact info in the description. But, anyways, we got DJ Alex Love with us tonight. And I'll hand it off to him and I'll let him introduce himself.
Mm. Hello, everyone. My name is Alex Love, known as DJ Alex Love of This Man's Production. I bring the party and you invite the people. That's my slogan right there. I've been a Houstonian for as long as I've lived and born in Houston, and I came here on this show to get interviewed by Mark. I did his wedding, and I DJ his wedding, and it was a very great experience doing his wedding.
Awesome. Cool. So yeah, let's just kind of dive right into it. You've been in Houston your whole life. Can you kind of take us back as far back as you want to like how did you even like learn about DJing and how did you get interested in becoming a DJ yourself?
It went back when I was 16. I was coming home from school, and my dad, he's a DJ himself, and every Friday he would play music and be mixing music in the DJ room, and I would just come home and listen to him mix. One day I came home and he was like, "Son, I need you to come into the room." So I came into the room, and he was like, and he put me in front of the mixer and the two turntables. I always remember this. And he was like, "You're not gonna leave this room until you mix two songs for me." I was nervous. I was like, "Oh my goodness, like I don't know how to DJ." I listened to him mix, but I never done this before. So about like 10 to 15 minutes go by. I'm just playing random songs, uh, off rhythm, off beat, trying to figure out how could I do this. And eventually I end up mixing two songs together. And the first two songs I ever mixed together at that age was Hot and Cold by Basement Jacks and Fergalicious by Fergie. And when I mixed those two songs, I was shocked. I was shocked that I was able to mix those. My dad was excited. He was proud of me, and I was excited and ecstatic about it. And ever since then, I just fell in love with music and mixing and being a DJ.
Wow, awesome. So when he told you to come in the room and mix a song, so he didn't like instruct you or teach you anything? He just told you to figure it out on your own?
Yes, he told me to figure it out on my own.
Oh, wow. So, did he ever like I mean, you figured it out eventually, but did he ever like teach you how he does it? Or
Uh,
how did that go down?
after that day, he started mentoring me and teaching me the full fundamentals of DJing. After that, because he was trying to see if I liked it, and
Oh,
after after I did those two mixes, I just fell in love with it. It was just like every day I would come home and be trying to mix something. Either it's gonna be hip hop, is it gonna be dance music, country music, Latin music. I always was going into different genres, trying to practicing DJing.
oh, okay, I see. So, you said you were 16 at the time. So, like when you were younger, like when you would, see your dad DJing and stuff. So you didn't really have any interest like when you were a lot younger,
Oh
growing
no,
up?
I
Like, you
didn't
just
have.
saw him, but you weren't like, oh, I want to do that.
Oh no, I was more when I was even younger. I was just into sports. I was the athletic guy who just into sports, not into music. And I will always hear him play music, and I, listen to it. But as far as me actually getting on the turntables, mixing, DJing, I didn't have no interest until he put me in front of the turntables and told me to mix it and find out for myself.
Oh, okay, I got you. I got you. Okay, so once you like got your feet wet with that, I mean, you said, of course, your father mentored you. Like, did you have any other DJs you look up to?
DJ Jazzy Jeff, uh, and DJ AM. Those two DJs I look up to, and my dad as well. He mentored me. DJ Jazzy Jeff and DJ AM. I've watched their videos countless of times. Everybody knows DJ Jazzy Jeff, uh, Peter Piper routine, which I try to study to this day and try to get it down.
Yeah.
And DJ AM, he was just the way he DJ'd and he um, collaborated with Travis Barker, a drummer. And when I listened to those two, the DJ and the drumming get together, it was just like something magical. And it was like upsetting that he died. And so, but I do look up to both of them DJs because the way they style are is the way I want to be bring my style as.
Oh, okay. I That's cool. That's cool. So let's kind of take it back. So, when you first got on the turntables, they were. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm assuming they were the 1200s, and just your like a regular DJ mixer.
Yeah, so 1200s and the regular DJ mixer.
All right. So for the audience, if you guys don't know about like DJ equipment and stuff, the 1200s are basically they're called the Technique 1200. So they're essentially the world standard for vinyl turntables. They've been around, I believe, since the 70s.
Hmm.
They're extremely sturdy. They can last forever if you take care of them. And they're basically, if you're looking for, the best turntable for DJing, like that's the one you gotta go to. So that's kind of some background for the audience.
Hmm.
And for if you guys don't know what a DJ mixer is, essentially, I'll try and make this simple for you guys. So you got two turntables. You got one turntable playing one song, and the second turntable playing another song. So you usually put the mixer in the middle of the two turntables, and then the mixer controls what the audience can hear. So if I'm playing a song on turntable one, I'm gonna have the what's called a crossfader. I'm gonna have
Hmm.
that set to turntable one, and then while that's playing, the DJ is in their headphones. They can hear the song on the second turntable that the audience can hear. So basically, the DJ's job is to transition from song one on turntable one to song two on turntable two, so that it's a seamless transition from song to song. So DJ uses the mixer to listen to the upcoming track the audience can hear, and he tries to match it up with the song that the audience can hear. So that's essentially, I mean, there's more to it, but that's kind of
The
the
basic.
bare basics for you guys. So anyway, so can you tell us about when was the first time like you played by yourself in front of an audience?
The first time I played by myself in front of an audience, I was doing a wedding. Well, my dad booked a wedding. He had a gig, and I helped him pack up the stuff, and I went along with him to the gig for the wedding. And he was playing the music at first, you know, playing, mixing, and he was like, "Son, I'm gonna let you take over, and I'm just gonna MC, or I'm just gonna sit back and relax." So while I got onto the turntables, I already knew in my head what I was gonna play, because before then I was already practicing and mixing my own music, and listening to the radio and everything. And I got on there, and every gig that I do, I am nervous. And but before I even get onto the turntable, I think of it as this. Um, that fact that you like, I bring it back to like Las Vegas. So when you go to Vegas, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. So you want to have a fun time. So in my head, I'm just trying to have a fun time with these people in Vegas. So when I did my first gig, when I got on the turntables and I did my first gig at the wedding that he let me take control of, uh, it went it went for a long time. It started at 6. We didn't get out till about 3 o'clock in the morning. People loved it. We were playing all types of music, hip hop, dance, different genres, and it was ecstatic.
Oh wow, that's a great story. Do
It
you remember like how many people were in the audience?
was about 200.
Oh wow. Oh, that's pretty big for your first time by yourself. 200.
Yeah, yes, it
Oh,
was nervous.
it's like when you were, out there for the first time, like did you feel kind of self-conscious that, people are gonna like nitpick you like your transitions like, oh, that wasn't a clean enough transition. Like, did you have those types of thoughts in your mind?
Yes, I had those type of thoughts in my mind when I first started, because of the fact that I was a beginner, and sometimes your transitions come out not so clean, and that you wanted it to be, or as crisp as you wanted it to be, or sharp. And it's other people that's in the audience that that listen to you, and you have other DJs in the audience too that try to listen to you and see what can you bring to the table, and also seeing if you know your level of talent. As far as the individuals that don't really know too much about DJing, they just enjoy the music. They don't really pay attention to certain transitions that you do. They just they just want you to play the song, and if you play the song that they like, they love it. They having a great time.
Okay, okay, that's cool. So, it's like when you first started off DJing, were you just strictly on the turntables, or were you also doing some MCing stuff too?
I was strictly on the turntables. So when I first started, I was strictly on the turntables because I was 16 at the time, and I'm nervous. I was nervous around people, and my dad, he been in the business for a long time, so he knew what to say. He knew how to hype the party up with know how to hype the party up at different parts of the gig. And I was just on the turntable, just doing the music, and eventually I got out there to where I was MCing and being able to be more outgoing and friendly and sociable.
Oh, okay, I see. So, do you remember the first time where you were like out on the mic, like on your own, facilitating stuff?
When I was doing a graduation party, um, I was the MC there. My dad was on the turntables while I was MCing. It was for a younger crowd, um, and I was basically navigating where the people should go for certain events, because they had uh, different things that they wanted to do at different times during the graduation parties and different announcements. So my first time being an MC and announcing things. Um, my voice kind of got a little bit, like little peep squeak, little Alvin and Chipmunks voice. But then, but as more as you go along and you talk more and you get comfortable around the people that you're around, as far as the guests around it, I say to all people that you should be sociable with the people at the event, and that makes you more comfortable to talk with everybody and let them know, and you not be self-conscious about yourself.
Oh, okay, okay. That's cool. So, so let's kind of shift gears a little bit. So, you mentioned before your father was, booking these gigs. So, at what point, did it transition more to you where you were booking gigs? So, like, how did you get your start into booking, gigs yourself?
As I got older, I would say around 2021, when I was able to go to clubs and everything.
Oh, okay.
uh, I eventually took over and mainly handled the business and booking gigs and getting information down and playing at gigs also. So that's when I took over around the age of 20 to 21. That's when I took over the business. And my dad, he was more like laid back and wanted to retire from it.
Oh, okay, I got you. So like, can you kind of give us an example of, so let's say you're at the club or just out at any event or any, I guess, public place. So like as a, professional DJ, how do you approach someone, and offer your services to them?
That that is a very good question and it's a very hard thing to do. As far as club owners and getting to try to get them to notice you, not that many club owners are going to notice you from the start, and they'll ignore you unless they know you. And trying to get to know them is, they're pretty much busy with their own lives. So as far as getting to know somebody, as far as getting into a club venue or so, and trying to DJ at their club or bar or lounge, they have to recognize you and recognize your talent. And you don't have to go and beg for anything. You know, you can put yourself out there, let them know, send them an email, send them a mixtape of your mixes. But as far as trying to track them down and say, "Oh, I want a DJ here, I want a DJ here," most likely that success rate is not that high. So I continue to just continue with my talent, improving my skills, and doing small gigs. As far as you know, do your weddings. Most of your DJing is word of mouth and just promoting yourself out there. And eventually, a club owner or a venue owner would reach out to you and say, "Oh, I want you to be at my place."
Oh, okay, I see. So like, would you say like when you first started out, is your client base, was it mostly word of mouth at the time?
Yes, my client base was mostly word of mouth, and it was either like family members reach out to their family members and to their friends, knowing that I'm a DJ, and that's how most of my came about, word of mouth, and also me spreading out my word as well, through Instagram and Facebook.
Oh, okay, that's cool. So, actually, let's kind of talk more about social media. So, I mean, when did you start, you know, I guess heavily using like Instagram, Facebook, whatever online platform? So, like, when did you start, really pushing yourself out on the internet?
I think in the last 2 years, that's when I start really pushing myself out on the internet, as far as Instagram and Facebook, uh, because as we know, technology advances, and we have to advance with the times. And what you see now is most promotions, mostly the way people do business is through social media. We all see that. We see that through Facebook. We see that through Instagram. We see that through YouTube. That all the way you get business is through your social media site, your website, and through technology mostly. So I start pushing in the last 2 years through my Instagram mainly, and Facebook, and getting myself out there and letting people know, not just from a local standpoint as far as this person word of mouth here, word of mouth there, as far as going out to the like different cities and people seeing me from all over the globe, knowing that I DJ.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So yeah, actually, I found you through Instagram. I'll
Yeah.
kind of give the audience a quick story. So I mean, yeah, it's awesome. You started using IG because if you hadn't, I would have never saw you. So
Hmm.
yeah, because at the time, this was about almost 2 years ago. Me and my
Hmm.
wife were looking for a DJ for our wedding. So I mean, I went on it's like this one wedding website a lot of people use. I think it was Thumbtack.
Yes, thumbtack.
Yeah, so I mean, I looked on Thumbtack and I was looking through the DJs, but I wasn't feeling them at all. They just seem like, I mean, I'm not trying to like disrespect other people, but they just seem like DJs that didn't they weren't really into mixing songs together. They would just like press buttons on a laptop or whatever. Like they're not interested in having a set or mixing songs. They just, I don't know. I can just tell by like looking through their material. I mean, for some people, that's okay with like don't get me wrong, there is like a demographic out there that they're not into mixing songs together. They just want someone to like a DJ to put on more of a program, I guess, than actual mixing songs. But anyway, so that's not. I wasn't looking for that. I was looking for DJ like yourself that
Mm.
I guess is more in tune with the actual art of DJing, which is of course mixing songs, having just having like a set. You know what I mean? So anyway, so I tried Thumbtack, didn't find anything there, so I was kind of disappointed. So I was trying to think like I need to find like a DJ that that's for real. So I was like, oh, I mean, I use Instagram a lot, so I was like, oh, let me just search hashtag Houston DJ, and maybe I'll find someone pretty good. So that's exactly what I did, and then I mean, you must have used the same hashtag I searched for, and
Yeah.
then and then I landed on your page. So I mean, I scrolled through your page, I saw different videos you posted, and I saw you actually mixing songs together, and I was like, oh, this is exactly what I'm looking for. So I was like, oh, awesome. So, I liked a few videos, commented, and then I sent you a message, and then the rest is history.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Great
guys. I mean,
decision.
yeah. So yeah, definitely. I mean, not just DJing, but if you're any type of entrepreneur or business person, I think it's pretty important to have an online presence because I think like if you're a self-employed business owner, and I mean that's fine to have word of mouth, I mean nothing wrong with that, but if that's all you're doing, if you're not online, I mean I feel like you're going to be missing out on a lot of business that you could have had if you simply just had, an Instagram page, Facebook, whatever. So yeah, that's the end of my story. So so anyway, let's talk about, as a DJ, I don't think people realize, the money DJs have to spend on, equipment and buying music online and all that. So can you give the audience, kind of an idea of what it takes, I guess, financially and, effort wise to just to have, the basic stuff you need to do parties and all that.
So being a DJ and is a big investment, and the equipment that you buy is is your greatest investment as far as a DJ. Uh, a controller, I have a Pioneer DDJ SZ. That alone costs $2,000 by itself, and that was that controller comes with two turntables and a mixer all connected into one. Also, the speakers can run you about 1,000 to 2,000, depending on the speakers that you get yourself. And the amp pretty much is going to cost you a couple of $1,000 for an amp, or a couple of $100 for a used amp. So, and and also for a microphone, a good microphone, also as well, that'll cost you a couple of $100 or a couple $1,000 for a good microphone. And and you have to know that most of these items you have to keep fresh, keep updated, make sure they're polished, and that they don't break. And if they do break, you have to replace it. So a lot of money goes into the equipment that you use as a DJ, and it's a grand investment, and it's very financially big. So when DJs charge the amount that they charge for their DJing services, it's to cover the expenses that they have with the equipment.
Yeah, for sure. I know there's some people out there that they only want to pay a DJ like, I don't know, like $20 an hour or something ridiculous like that. So I mean, yeah, they don't realize, like you just described to us, that it's a huge upfront cost for you. Like you said, a couple thousand for your controller, a couple thousand for the amp, speakers cost hundreds of dollars, turntables, cables, even got to have your own like table, and then a vehicle to haul the stuff around, and the cases too. Like, you gotta
Hmm.
have protective cases for your equipment too. And then you gotta have a very good laptop as well. And then you gotta, I don't know if you do this, but a lot of DJs have to have like a paid subscription to online music services so they can download stuff.
Yeah, so my paid subscription, which I get from Record Pool, is $20 a month. So we have monthly subscriptions on music, $20 a month from DJ Record Pool, and also some DJ Record Pools you have to pick and choose, and also iTunes as well. We sometimes get iTunes cards and buy music from local artists that have their music on iTunes. So it might be artists that people haven't heard, that's not on mainstream, but they sell their music through iTunes. We also buy iTunes cards to buy their music as well.
Yeah, for sure. And then, yeah, so I mean, we just talked about, all these expenses, you gotta pay for. And then on top of that, there's, I guess, the time cost. I mean, let's say you book a wedding. Let's say, the bride and groom give you a list of songs, you download it. I mean, that's cool. But, you still gotta practice too. You still gotta get familiar with all the songs you're gonna play. practice mixing them together, and then you just gotta just plan out, everything for that whole day ahead of
Mhm.
time. I mean,
Yes,
you don't just show up without preparing, you know what I mean?
yeah, yes, exactly.
So, I mean, there's a lot to it. So, for all the people in the audience, that's why DJs charge what they charge. It's not because they're trying to like price gouge you or
Mhm.
trying to, run a scam on you or whatever.
Mhm. It takes
So,
a lot of time and it takes a lot of effort into DJing. And if you really mix like I really mix and other DJs that really mix, we take the time out of our day from, our schedule. And we might some DJs they do it part-time, some DJs do it full-time, and they take time out of their day to prepare for your event and also for other people's event that they book as well.
yeah, yeah. So can you, kind of tell the people, where you're at now with DJing? Like these days, are you like pretty busy these days? So are you doing, more weddings, corporate events, birthdays? So can you kind of give people an idea of, what's going on with you right now?
Right now we're hitting summertime now. And summertime now, people students are getting out of school. It's a lot of graduation going on, a lot of and it's summertime, so people love to go to the pool, go swimming. So around this time it's very busy and it's very uh there's a lot of opportunity out there. And around this time I'm doing a lot of graduation parties, pool parties, and some people like summer weddings as well. So weddings will be great during this time as well to do. And we're very booked, we're very busy, and we we steady go forward each and every week preparing for each individual event and making sure that we give everybody a great time and enjoy their day.
Oh, awesome. That sounds great. Business is booming right now for you. That's what's up.
Mhm.
So we talked a lot about, the good things of DJing. So can you give the audience an idea of what what challenges have you faced as a DJ that, the general public, doesn't really know about?
Creativity. And sometimes as when you're a DJ, a DJ is like an artist, like a musician, like a singer. Uh, you have to get inspiration, and your inspiration helps you create uh what you want to do as far as mixing wise, DJ wise, or bringing out to the audience how you feel and what has influenced you. So there'll be times where you might not have the inspiration at that time or the motivation, or you can't think of a creative way to come out with a certain song or so. And during those times, I think best is I like to reflect back on what you have done and what you have mixed. And what I do for inspiration wise is if I don't have any inspiration or creativity at the time, I go back to my recorded mixes that I've recorded and I just listen back to all of them and see how I DJ'd them, how I transition and the music that I chose in the playlist, and I get creativity from that, and I pull from that and improve more on it.
Oh, okay, I got you. So it's kind of always it's a continuous learning process for you. Like you said, you're always playing back your performance from, previous events you did to, kind of pick yourself apart so, you can learn from it and be better in future events.
Yes.
Awesome, awesome. So let's talk about like have you had any, I mean, you don't have to mention people's names or anything, but like did you have any like challenges or issues with dealing with clients, or maybe not even the client, but when you actually get to the event, the guests of the client. Like, have you had any like run-ins or any type of issues with people?
What I don't like, well, most DJs don't like is song requests. You
Yeah.
know, it's that's a part of DJing too. When you DJ, that's a part of it. People gonna come up to you and like ask, "Oh, do you have this song?" or "Do you have that song?" or "Can you play this?" or "I'm about to leave in 5 minutes. Can you play this song?" and and it gets irritating, because it's like you already prepared, you already got a playlist. You might have their song might come up in the next 5 songs that you have that you're about to play, but them being impatient and wanting to hear a song right then and there, it kind of throws off your flow of your event and how you was DJing and how you had the party grooving. Sometimes I can have all the people on the dance floor and somebody want to come up to me and tell me, "Oh, I need to play this song right now before they leave." And it's like, ma'am, like let me let me control my environment, and my environment is the crowd. If the crowd is liking what I'm playing, I'm gonna play. I'm gonna continue to play what I'm playing right now, and your song will come up in the playlist sooner or later. So it's been times where just song requests kind of gets on your nerves as a DJ, and I think the best thing to do as far as that is just nod your head, understand it. Also, what I do is I just get a piece of paper, like a notebook, and a pen, and you leave it on the side. Or, sometimes I have assistant with me, and if they want to request a song, all they have to do is write it on a piece of paper, and they don't have to bother me while I'm mixing. And I think that's a great thing to do too, to have a notepad so they can just write on there, and you can continue to do what you want to do as far as the DJing and keeping the party grooving. And if you have that song or the suggestion that they want, then you can bring that and bring it into the party the way you want to, bring your different own spin and creativity to it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good idea. Just have a, like you said, assistant, handle requests that may
Yeah.
or may not be fulfilled. So,
Hmm.
yeah, 'cause, I mean, I wish people realize, like, the bride and groom, or whoever, the client who hired you. I mean, they hired you to put together, I guess, a work of art, like you're a set. You know what I mean? You have a
Hmm.
plan. They didn't hire you just to stand there and take requests, like just to press a button and say, you know what I mean? Like, someone tells you play this song, you just play it. Like, that's not why they hired you. So,
No.
but so yeah, I mean that's cool. So, I mean, outside of song requests, like, you haven't had any real problems dealing with people outside of song requests.
No, not really. As far as most of my clients has been very good. Uh, I I act very professional, and I do everything professionally, and I make sure that each client is well known and have all the information that they have on me, and I have all the information on them as far as what to do with their event and how they want to do it. So it won't be any complications or miscommunications at all. Because what I look forward to is giving each client that I book a great time, a great experience, and everything going on with their event be smooth sailing. Because weddings is a big day for the bride and the groom, and any event, is a big day for that individual. But I'm just going with weddings in particular. Weddings is a big day for the bride and the groom. They already have enough stress as it is planning everything, getting everybody into accord as far as their wedding party and uh, getting everybody together. My part as a DJ is for them to let loose and go wild. and to have fun and to relieve all the stress that they have for the rest of the day and just be themselves. So my thing as far as any run-ins or any bad complications, I try my best to avoid that by giving all the information that I can and making sure that everybody is on the same page.
Oh, okay. Awesome. So, can you kind of talk about, like for example, a wedding? So, as a DJ, do you find it like difficult, easy? Like, how would you describe, interacting with other vendors at the wedding? For example, the wedding, the coordinator that's kind of running the show that day, or I don't know, even maybe you run into like a videographer, photographer, or whoever, the other vendors hired to work that day. Like, have you had any issues at all with other vendors?
Issues with other vendors, um, with other vendors. Before I even start the event and I see the vendors there, I formally introduce myself to every vendor that's there. You know, the bartender, if they have a bartending service, they have videographer or a photographer. You know, I introduce myself to them and we exchange information as well. And um, and most of my issues don't come with vendors. They don't come with anyone at the place unless it's with the client itself and we have a miscommunication. But vendors, the most of the events that I've done have been very smooth sailing and hasn't been much of a complication run in with vendors or anyone else.
Oh, awesome, cool. So yeah, so let's kind of let's say this. Let's shift gears now to so like as a DJ. So what would you say is like appropriate attire for a DJ at an event? Because I've seen different debates about this, like online and stuff. Like some people say, oh, you gotta at the very least, be business casual. Other people are like, oh, you can be more laid back. So what's your take on, guess a DJ dress code? Like, how do you uh how do you handle yourself?
As far as dress goes for DJs, um, dress according to the event that you're going to do. If you're going to be, let's say you're going to be at a pool party, uh, you don't want to be coming into the pool party with a full suit on when it's hot outside. You know, like
Yeah. Yeah.
you, you don't want
Yeah.
to do that, and then you end up getting wetter. So and or if you're gonna be at a corporate event, you don't want to show up with pajamas on, or something like that. You don't want to do that. So like when you're a DJ, you gotta act professional and you gotta be professional for each job. It's like going for a job interview or going to your regular work job.
Mhm.
Like dress according to what you do. Uh, you don't see somebody at the bank wearing construction clothes. So
Yeah, yeah.
so if you're doing a wedding, you wanna dress the part. You wanna dress with a button-down shirt, a tie. You might want to ask the bride or groom what their colors are. That's what I do. I ask the bride or groom what their colors are, so you can match their event. If you do a pool party, you come with some shorts. You might have a regular shirt on that has your business name on it, so they know that you're the DJ. That's what I like to do with most of my events. That if I'm gonna be wearing like simple, casual clothes, the shirt I'm gonna wear is gonna be a shirt where it has my logo on it and has me as a DJ. So if I come to your event, that I am your DJ. I'm not this random person walking into this party like, oh, who is this guy? You know,
Yeah.
he's he's just trying to come crash my party. No. So so you got to know that I'm the DJ. And then when you do a wedding, you want to be professional, look the part, and not look tacky. Because you looking tacky can throw off the whole wedding itself. Because everybody's looking like, why is this guy wearing a tank top and shorts and we're at a wedding? You know.
Yeah, that'd be yeah, that's funny. Yeah. So anyways, so like, where do you see like the future of DJing? Because I mean, now like maybe the past 5 years or so. I mean, there's in DJing's very digitalized now, with, controllers, CDJs, even MP3 turntables, and all that. Because I mean, the way I learned DJing and you learned DJing was on the 1200s, vinyl. So, but the upcoming generation, I don't think they're really coming up like that, using 1200s. So, I mean, from your perspective, like, how do you see I guess, the future trend of DJing?
The future trend of DJing. Um, I'm gonna relate this back to. I'm gonna relate it to hip hop these days. Okay, so hip hop back then was they had content, they had lyrics, they had you know substance, right? And hip hop now, nowadays you hear some of the youngsters that come out, you know, they're not, they have no substance, they have no content, no nothing. And with DJing, it's coming something like that as well. Back then, how we learned on 1200, we learned on, the fundamentals back then on, hearing the music. You can't just uh press the sync button and that's how it go. Like we had to match beat match by ear. Nowadays it's like everybody wants to be a DJ. Anybody can be a DJ just for one day. They think they're a DJ when sometimes they just be just playing buttons and like just pushing a button and just playing a song and that's it. You know. So the future of DJing, um, as far as the technology and everything advancing and people trying to learn DJing now, uh, it's becoming much more easier for uh somebody just randomly saying, "Oh, I want a DJ." They just play music and that's it. They don't have to really get a controller. They can just do it off their laptop, and they're not learning the fundamentals or they're not diving into the passion of DJing, and that's kind of fading away as it goes along.
Yes, great point. Yeah, it's like it's so. I mean, technology, can be a blessing and a curse
Mhm,
because I mean, let's say, like you, I mean, you actually know the fundamentals, so you can use, modern technology to enhance your core understanding of DJing already,
mhm,
which is fine because you already have, the prerequisite knowledge. But let's say some 15-year-old, they don't know anything about the fundamentals of DJing. All they know is just they're not even really listening to the music. They're just pressing random buttons. Like you said, the sync button is the magical
yeah.
button. They go, if I'll just press sync, I'm a DJ. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So, I mean, do you think, like, as maybe 10, 20 years from now, that the average skill level of a DJ is gonna be worse than what it was like currently?
Yes, I think it's gonna be worse than it is currently, because it's just the more that they evolve it, uh, the more people just don't take the passion into it. As far as back then, it's making it easier for them to just come out and say, "Oh, I'm a DJ," and they really don't DJ. They really don't mix. They really don't have any creativity or any substance. They just, "Oh, I'm 15," or I just turned 38. I just want to DJ, and stuff. And most of those people, uh, you know, older like DJs that know the fundamentals, that know these things, sometimes they lose out on gigs to the people that just got up and say I want to DJ now. And that's because most of those people want to do it at a cheaper price. They want to do it, oh, I'll do your event for $20, and they just come with a laptop and just press buttons, and
Mhm.
some people want those DJs, and if they want those DJs, they want that type of DJ, they can have them. They're not gonna be as good as the DJs that know the fundamentals and they know what they're doing, and actually mix and have creativity, you know. So you get what you pay for.
Yeah, exactly. So, so we're at about 53 minutes now. So we'll kind of start winding down. So I asked this question to every guest I have on the channel is, if you guys haven't figured out, if you're just tuning in, this is DJ Alex Love. He's a DJ. So let's say,
Mhm.
what advice would you give to someone that, is, I mean, more specifically, like a younger person that's looking, let's say, they have a real passion for DJing and they have an actual passion and interest. They really want to learn the fundamentals. They don't want to be like the people we mentioned before that they just want to jump in without, putting in, the work or the effort. Like they want to be the real deal. So what advice would you give them to help them, build up, their career?
I say practice, practice, practice. Uh, Any chance that you get, you practice. Um, and let your work speak for itself. Always make sure that you promote yourself. And self-love is not always being conceited. It's not being greedy. Just know how to love yourself and love the passion that you do, and be confident in yourself and in what you do as a DJ. And know your worth, and make sure that you don't steep down or go down a level because somebody's trying to make you seem like that. Know your place, know your worth, and excel each and every day, and don't give up. Because in this world, you're gonna have to work hard, and you're gonna have to hustle hard each and every day so that you can get where you want to get in your career in DJing. So don't give up and let the work do itself.
Yeah, awesome, great advice. I agree 100%. And I just want to kind of add on to that too. If you're like a young upcoming DJ, definitely, I would strongly recommend, having, a mentor to help guide you. That's, a mentor that you can, I mean, that's good to have like DJ idols and stuff. That's
Mm-hmm.
great, but also, have like a mentor that you can actually, talk to directly. That's, been in the game for a while and can, school you on certain things that, you're not gonna know right away. And just someone that could give you, honest feedback as well. That'll definitely help you in your progression as a DJ. Because I mean, it's like as long as you're DJing, it's a continuous process. I mean, there are certain milestones you hit, like when you first start off, when you learn how to, beat match. That's kind of the first thing most people learn how to do, and then after that, you kind of move into, working the EQ knobs, the mids, lows, highs. And then, I don't want to, this is another video, but, then you learn how to do like more complicated transitions. Then you learn how to blend instrumental with the acapella. So, well, I mean, regardless, you always, I mean, in my opinion, you should always have, an older, maybe not even older, just a more experienced DJ. I mean, locally or even if they don't live in your same city, someone you can, call, text, whatever, that can, just always be there to, I guess, be your coach, I guess. So yeah, guys, we're almost at 9. It's almost been an hour. Before we go, I do want to thank, DJ Alex Love again for joining us tonight.
Thank
It
you.
was it was a great conversation, great information, a lot of valuable info for the audience, especially for someone that's looking to becoming a DJ themselves. So, and again, I want to thank you for joining us tonight. It's really appreciated.
Yeah, I appreciate your time as well.
Yeah, definitely. And for the audience, whether you're watching now or later, I put Alex's Instagram name in the description. And then, hey, Alex, is it okay if I put your email there as well?
Yes, you can put my email there as well.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll add that for you guys. So, yeah, everyone, thank you again for joining us. And until next time,
Until next
we'll see
time.
you later.